What's good, y'all? It's your boy Yang here again on the Bears channel. And today I got some sauce for y'all, bro. I'm really going to give you guys some good sauce that's going to help you rank up in Marvel Rivals and just even outside of Marvel Rivals, improve as a person, improving your process. So I'm just going to guarantee you guys that if you can just push past the ADD, push past the ADHD, just not be distracted for 5, 7 minutes, I guarantee you're going to come out of this video a better person and with some information that's going to help you in your gameplay. So let's start off with the problem, right? What's the problem, right? What am I actually going to help you guys solve? So this is for anybody that's experienced this, where you're playing a game, you're ranking up, specifically Marvel Rivals, you're ranking up in the season, and you get to a point where you're at your height, right? Probably like, let's say GM2, Celeste, maybe Diamond, Plat. And, everybody's peak is a little bit different. And then, you grind it so hard to get there. And then now you go on a crazy losing streak, right? Let's forget about, you know, the matchmaking BS that everyone has cried about before. Let's just forget about that. Let's just talk about that experience. If you've had that experience before, right, where you hit a peak for that season and then progressively began to decline, and it seems like no matter what, you can't win games, this video is for you. So let's get into it, right? We've identified the pattern. So what's happening? A lot of times when you get into these matches, right, where you get to these peaks, you start to experience your skill gap, right? Your plateau is revealing to you your skill gap. But what happens during these games? You start playing whatever character, you might have 2, 3 characters in your hero pool, and then BP is destroying your backline. So your whole team looks at you and they say, switch. You need to switch. This comp isn't working. And it's very annoying. It's very frustrating. You could have just lost one team fight and everybody's begging you to switch. We needed a more for the Spidey. We need this for that person. We need this person for this Emma. And fundamentally, switching is not wrong. Switching is a tactic that works when it comes to hero shooter games, right? Switching does help. But when you get higher into the ranks, switching doesn't work. When you're at your peak, switching is not going to help you, right? And the reason it's not going to help you is because you haven't fixed your core fundamental problems with either your performance, right? Your personal performance, right? Your habits, or your performance against specific matchups. But before we break this down into how you can solve this in Marvel Rivals, we have to talk about a book, right? There is a book called The Art of Learning, and it is by Josh Watkin. I may be saying his name wrong, but basically Josh Watkin, he was a grandmaster chess player. Grandmaster chess player, really, really nice. Started out as like a kid playing in New York, and then from there went on to like win championships as a young adult. He got tired of chess. They made a documentary and all this stuff about him, and he wanted to find a new place to move his talents. So chess is very like mental, right? It's not a physical sport. He decided to, what? Let me see if I can take the fundamentals that I've learned from chess, the fundamentals that I've learned from just fundamentals about learning, and apply it to a completely different sport that has nothing to do with what I've done before on the chessboard. So he engaged in a sport called push hands. Push hands is kind of like a physical art, like martial art in a sense, where it's not physical fighting, but the objective is to push your opponent out of the ring using your hands. It can get very, very violent, even though it sounds kind of like childish, like push hands. You get these people who are very, very skilled, very, very trained. You get these people who are physical beasts, right? Like that are just like, just ripped, just shredded, and you're trying to keep your balance. They're trying to you're trying to keep your balance. They're trying to keep their balance, and you're trying to stay in the ring. If you push a person out of the ring, you win. So when Josh switched over to push hands, right, he found a teacher and he started going to this class. And after working with the teacher for a little bit, he learned pretty quickly. His teacher was like, hey, I'm going to set you up with this guy over there in the corner. When Josko looks at the dude, the guy is like 6'3", 230 pounds. Like bro is looking like an NFL like running back, right? Looking like an NFL linebacker. Like Like he just eats 100-pound weights for breakfast. And he's like, I gotta go against that guy? Are you sure? His teacher was like, yeah, I'm sure. So as he starts training against this guy, he's getting absolutely destroyed, right? And this chapter specifically in the book is called Investment in Loss. So he's getting destroyed by this guy day in, day out, absolutely obliterated, getting like tossed, like just getting destroyed. Pause. Like every single day he's showing up to practice, this dude is just flipping him up in the air, throwing them, slamming them to the wall, all types of like just crazy stuff. Like he's literally just obliterating him. And there's a lot of frustration that Josh is experiencing because this is who his teacher wants him to train against. And everybody else in the gym is afraid of this guy. Like no one in the gym wants to train with this dude because of how physically dominating he is, and also sometimes he gets very, very violent when it comes to that sport. So this is like months and months of him, Josh, going in, day out, getting thrown around, coming back home, sore, hurt, don't even want to, go to practice the next day. But then one day he comes into practice, right? Still doing this fundamental, still training, still doing everything that his teacher taught him. And suddenly this big buff dude, he's reading his movements. Now this guy that, this 6'2", 220-pound dude that's like flying at him at full speed, it now suddenly looks slow. It almost happened like miraculously. He's starting to read his movements. And what happens? This time the guy shoots and he doesn't get knocked over. Josh doesn't get knocked over. He doesn't go flying to the wall. He actually knocks the big dude back. So the guy, the big dude gets confused, like, whoa, I've been whooping his ass every damn day. What the hell is going on? So he tries to use more aggression, but Josh is just seeing through it. Josh on a different level. He didn't went ultra instinct. He didn't found the flow. Now all of a sudden, this big dude that was destroying him for months and months and months suddenly can't even get anything off on him. And this really breaks down the whole concept in the chapter, and you can read this for yourself. Josh explains this way better than I do. Is investment in loss, right? He decided and willingly accepted that he would not see progress. He would not get the instant gratification, of dominating another person that might have been weaker or less skilled if he showed up to practice and chose them. And instead of chasing the dopamine, he decided to chase the challenge, to chase the frustration, to deal with the frustration, to bite the bullet, and to focus on improvement instead of just the instant reward. So let's bring this back into Marvel Rivals. And how does this apply to you if you're stuck in that cycle of hitting your peak and then falling down, right? This applies to you by, and this is going to sound toxic, not switching. The moment you come and face a problem, and instead of solving the issue, you avoid it, is where you relinquish your opportunity to learn and to improve. Yes, you will derank, right? You will suffer, to some degree, right? Whether it's socially because people are going to flame you in the chat, or they're going to talk about your throwing, they're going to avoid you. Yes, you're going to have to deal with those annoying aspects of the game, but you will get better. You will improve. And that's something that we all want on the game, because that's the only way that we can get better. There's always going to be a price for success. Always going to be a price for improvement. And it's just a matter of if you are going to pay that price. And it looks like two different ways, right? Two different ways. You either avoid paying it, which looks like ranking up quickly during the season, but then getting stuck and being plateaued, or ranking up a little bit slower, possibly even like deranking first, but then flying past your previous peak. Though that's really the two cycles that occur every single season for most people. And if you made it this far in the video, the practical tips that I could give you to use investment in loss as a strategy to improve, to win on the game, to rank up, is to analyze your gameplay. Don't immediately switch. Figure out what's happening. If the whole team is countering you, right? Let's say for whatever reason, Emma and Black Panther didn't get banned, and you're playing Black Panther and they have an Emma and she keeps snatching you up, don't just immediately switch. Yeah, your teammates are gonna flame you. Yeah, people are gonna get mad. But think about what's happening. Are you not paying attention to her cooldown? Could it be, it could be a matchup issue where, okay, the Emma keeps grabbing me, but it's like, am I waiting? Am I allowing the Emma to be near her supports when I'm trying to dive? Or am I going in before I've seen her use her diamond form cooldown, which allows her to snag me, right? Just think about your gameplay, analyze your performance. Are you just dying too much? Are you too far from the team? Do you not look back enough to kite, right? To kite back to your team when you need to get back to safety? Are you not doing enough damage? Meaning like you're not having, your uptime is low. You're not putting out enough damage during the fights, and that's contributing to why you're not getting enough kills. Are you not taking enough risk? These are questions that you need to ask yourself practically in your gameplay so that way you can improve. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is that you cannot confuse suffering with investment and loss. Suffering and investment and loss, they look very, very similar because you are going to deal with frustration, you are going to deal with loss, right, while you're learning. But the difference between suffering and investment and loss is that suffering is when you are choosing not to learn. Suffering is when you are like, I'm gonna just stay on Black Panther or whatever, whatever character you're playing right now, and everyone's asking me to switch and I'm just performing bad, and it's like, I don't care to improve. I'm not playing to improve. I'm just playing because I want to be stubborn. I'm just playing because I want to be an asshole, because I want to, I want to be annoying, or I want to grief their game. That's suffering, because you're not learning, you're not getting any information, you're not being aware of your gaming experience. You're just allowing yourself to get beat up on. That's like if you have 20 something deaths in the match, right? It's obvious what the problem is. It's obvious that you are just dying too much and you're continuing to feed and you're not improving because you keep dying. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that you guys like these types of talks, these type of conversations that can help you and benefit you, help you rank up on the game, but also help you improve in your life. This is your boy Yang on the Bearish channel. Have a good one, y'all.